We head over to Durban now. A factory has gone up in flames in Mobeni East. One worker has been injured and rushed to hospital, and those are the live visuals coming in there, as you can see, with emergency services trying to, of course, contain that blaze. Our reporter, Desmond Tathia, is there, and he joins us live now just for an update. Desmond, good afternoon to you. Let's just talk about exactly what happened to that particular factory that I'm seeing there as emergency services are trying to contain that blaze.
Well, Tumelo, I can tell you this much, that the emergency services have certainly been hard at work here since just around 10:30 or so, and that's when the first of those calls came in. That's when paramedics and firefighters had to rush out to the scene. It's one of those factories, one of the many factories in this area, because this part of town is an industrial area, and there are many industries that operate here. This particular factory, we're told, is a shoe factory, and I'm just going to continue the conversation while I show you what's going on around me. Firefighters are still trying to contain the fire. They've managed to do an amazing job thus far, having just made sure that there's no one in immediate danger. They say that the building is empty, but there's still work to be done just to ensure that it doesn't spread to the neighboring buildings. The buildings are all quite close to each other, as you can see it now. I've got with me Robert Mackenzie. He's with the Emergency Medical Services. Rob, if we can just step over here, just so as not to interrupt any of the work that's going on. Rob, you say you got the call just around 20 past or 10:30. What did you find when you got here?
Yeah, we arrived, emergency services arrived just after 10 a.m. this morning to find the factory wall ablaze. Big plumes of black smoke going up into the sky. Quite a bit of chaos on scene. People from the factory who had managed to evacuate, bystanders from the nearby factories all around looking to see what's happening. Emergency services that had to come on scene, start managing the scene, at the same time starting to try and fight the fire. They've done an amazing job so far. As much as there's still smoke coming out of the building and there are some flames, the fire has been contained to this premises at this stage, and that's the priority of the firefighters at this stage, is to contain the fire and stop it spreading to the adjacent buildings, which are very close together. So they've done a great job. It's managed to stay just at this building.
Rob, I'm looking at how this factory is located and how close the other buildings are and how many people are around here. Just talk to me about what you've established in terms of the updated number of people that may have been affected by this fire, both inside the building and outside.
Well, I'm not too sure exactly how many people were in the building at the time. The scene managers will be more au fait with that kind of information. I do know that when we arrived on scene, the bystanders told us that somebody had been rushed to hospital privately. However, officially we can't confirm this because nobody from EMS actually saw this, and we can't confirm it. One of my paramedics also thought there was a patient that needed help, approached her, offering assistance, and she moved away to continue on her way. So at this stage, we can't definitely confirm that anybody has been injured.
I'm looking at the clouds of smoke that are emanating from this property, Rob, and I imagine that that would have also had some kind of impact on those that are around here. But I also know that many of the buildings were evacuated. So did most of the people manage to get out in time before that smoke affected them in these other premises?
Well, the main concern was the buildings that are downwind from this premises. There's a one-way street going down to several factories along the road here. The people have been evacuated from those buildings, and they are okay. Just to mention, there was actually a large breed dog in the adjacent building that was severely affected by the smoke. Rescuers had to break into the brick wall at the side of the building, and they managed to rescue a dog, quite a large dog, I'd say at least a 40 or 50 kg mixed breed dog from the building.
And is the dog doing okay?
The dog seems to be okay at this stage. I'm not a vet, but, you know, the dog looked okay, you know.
Thank you very much, Rob Mackenzie. Clearly, it's not just humans that you are looking after, but also animals too. That's Robert Mackenzie just saying that they have now ensured, just from the reports that they are getting, that there is no one else in this building. But Tumelo, let me just update you on a bit of information that we had also received a bit earlier when we got here. If you're looking at this building, it's actually in two parts. On the left side is what appears to be a factory, and on the right side was more of a storage area. Now, it seems that on the left side, where the factory is, that was where there were gas cylinders and there were other flammable items that was used in the production of the shoes that were being made at this factory. But as it stands, we are still not sure what the cause of the fire is, but that's certainly something that will be the subject of an investigation going forward.
Yeah, and Dustin, at this point, do we have any idea how long it will take, to completely diffuse the blaze? Because I can imagine there's still other buildings around, and of course the smoke could be quite, dangerous and harmful for those inhaling it.
It's very hard to say, but at this point, from what we see and from what we hear from those on the ground, it seems like they will be working here for at least a few more hours. As it stands, they've already been working here for about 2.5 hours, but it seems like there's a lot more work to be done to ensure that this building is completely safe and that this road that we're on can be reopened once again.
All right, Dustin Tathia in Durban, thank you for that update.